Hello, friends. How are you? I'm good because I just handed in my last assignments for the term. I was up until 4 finishing them, so I am going to go and take a nap soon. Anyway, happy belated birthday, Kaylee. I'm sorry I couldn't make you a video on your birthday. I couldn't because I was in Toronto with my mom. She came up to visit me, which was really nice, and we spent a really nice weekend in Toronto, and we ate good food and drank a lot of coffee, and saw Life of Pi, actually, which was good. I mean, it was like, the nature of the book is such that you can't really capture it in a movie, because it wouldn't work, but I think that they got, like, the right feeling across, which was good. When I was there, I was thinking about how I don't really like big cities, um, which is interesting because me and my dad are like pretty much the same person, you guys know. Um, but this is something that we really differ on because he loves big cities. Like he wishes that he lived in a big city. Um, and when we visit them, he's just like super excited. He loves them, but I really don't. And I think it's just because there's too many people. And because there's so many people, people don't treat people like people. Like, it's like you're on, like, a giant assembly line or something, and they're just, like, they gotta get you through the system. So, like, whenever you're standing in line for anything, yeah, it's just not a nice feeling. People don't treat people like people. And it makes me sad. I have a story to tell you, concerning a cupcake. So, I went to the Lazy Scholar Cafe, as you do, and I bought a cupcake. Um, but the guy behind the counter, so took my cupcake. So my cupcake's like, that big, that high, and he puts it in this like really big plastic container that's like this big and then like this tall. So like the cupcake's there sitting in the middle, sort of like wobbling everywhere, and he hands it to me over the top, so I take that with one hand, and then belatedly he's like, oh, here's the lid, so I've got the cupcake, and it's all wobbling, and then I get the lid anyway, so the cupcake fell on the ground, of course, like directly onto the icing. So I bent down and I picked that up and was holding it in my hand, and then the guy behind the counter was just like, that did not drop, and I was like, yeah, it did. And then he was like, okay, well, do you want another cupcake? And I was like, well, no. Like, I didn't want to waste food, and it just fell on the icing on top, so I was like, I'll just scrape the icing off, it's fine. He's like, no, really? Do you want another cupcake? Do you want cake? Do you want any of this stuff? And I was like, no, really, it's fine. I will just scrape the icing off the top. It's not a big deal. So I left and I paid for the cupcake and, walked out. And my friend turned to me and she's like, you just blew their minds, right? And I was like, what? Anyway, so apparently, everybody in like the Lazy Scholar Cafe who was working there, it was pretty empty, just like stared at me open mouth. They were like, who is this girl and what is she doing? So now I'm just kind of uncomfortable going back there because I'm worried they're gonna be like, oh man, that's that crazy girl who eats stuff off the floor. So bad times. Another story I had to tell you is when we were in Toronto, we went into L'Occitane, and we met this is gonna like renew hope for humanity. It was so great. Anyway, we met this guy in there who was working there, and he said, oh, like, what brings you, oh, well, the first thing, it was really cold in Toronto, so he said, is it as cold outside as everybody's saying? And we said, yes, it's pretty cold out, because it was snowing, and he said, oh, okay, well, would you like a cup of tea? And I was like, oh my god, you're awesome. So that was the first thing, and then after that, he's like, so what brings you into the store? And I think my mom just took that as, what brings you to Toronto? Not really the same question, but anyway, she answered with, well, you know, we're just having a mother-daughter reunion thing. And he just like that's exactly her words, like super eloquent, mom, good job. And he just like stopped what he was doing and he turned and he looked at us and he goes, that's beautiful. And I was like, oh, you're for real. Anyway, and like he just really, you could tell he really liked his job and he was all excited about his Christmas deals and stuff, and it was a really good scene. That kind of made my day. It was good. On another note, you guys, I'm starting to feel a little bit alone on this channel. Like, the ratio of videos that I have posted to the videos you have posted isn't exactly even. So, anyway, I'm starting to feel like that like really keen kid who keeps doing something even though everybody else is like totally over it, and then everybody has to sit through it and sort of like, oh god, and then it's like yesterday's news, but then the super keen kid is like, yeah, let's keep going. So that's a little sad for me, but I'm gonna ignore that because I'm gonna listen to something that Amelia said to me recently, which was that caring is cool, which sort of ties into something that Allen Ginsberg, you notice the theme in my life, anyway, says, well, not him, it's like in the movie, and like I'm assuming they did their research and stuff, one of the things that the actor says as Allen Ginsberg is that he thought that nobody will really mock a really open expression of feeling. So like if you just are honest with whoever it is, and that's what he did in Hell, he just said like, this is who I am and this is how I feel, which was really admirable. Anyway, so I like making these videos and I'm gonna keep doing it because I like it, and hopefully you guys enjoy it or something. We're gonna hope that's true. And that's it for today. But I will talk to you guys very soon, because I'm coming home soon. I love you guys, and I miss you, and I'll talk to you soon.